Hi guys, welcome back to the channel.
Hello.
Well, it's so hot in Morecambe today.
It's a nice breeze as well.
The beach is packed, Midland's packed, everywhere's packed, Fairground's packed. But today's vlog is a very special vlog.
Yeah.
It's about Marineland that used to be in Morecambe, and I have a very good friend called Howard, and he used to work there for 20 years.
Yeah.
So we went to see him, so this is what he's got to say. Okay, so this is Howard that worked at Marineland, a very good friend of mine.
That's right.
Yeah.
20 years there, Tina.
20 years?
20 years, yeah. Crazy how time goes.
I didn't know he did 20 years.
Yeah. Funnily enough, 60 years ago about now, the first idea came for Marineland. It was through George Cansdale, who was superintendent at London Zoo and wrote a lot of books and articles. He was like the Chris Packham of the day, if you follow me. And Robert Jackson, who was to do with the Welsh Mountain Zoo, decided to make a company and open the first Oceanarium in Europe at Morecambe of all places, which they did. It took a few years to actually make, but they opened in 1964. The first year it opened, there was 400,000 paying customers, which, when you think about it now, is ridiculously high. But the expenses were so terrific. You can imagine heating the pools and all the electricity. Bit by bit, the attendances dropped, and unfortunately, about 1966, it went into liquidation. This is when the council got involved and actually took over Marineland. So they took over up to 1966-67. It'd been run on more like a zoo cum circus idea. The Dolphin trainer was a chap called Bellaruca, who was really a circus man. He worked with lions and what have you. They also had chimpanzees, which I can still see now in his sailor suit, sat at the bar at the Seahorse, drinking pints. Really. And also they used to take him across to Woolworths, across the road. He was an expert on pick and mix. He used to stuff all his little sailor pockets with pick and mix, run off and not pay.
Oh.
So everybody at Marineland got good rotten teeth through the little monkey. Then, as I say, they took over, but they wanted to do it on a more educational thing. This is when they thought, well, the dolphins aren't very well trained, and they headhunted Stewart and the late Shirley Gallagher from Flamingo Land, who had a reputation for being the best that was around for training. So the council actually took them on, and they improved the show, but got rid of the chimpanzees. So they had one of the best shows around with Rocky.
Yeah, I remember Rocky.
Well, Rocky was there for 26 years, so you can imagine his history. He got a Lancashire accent in the end. It was quite a character. So the next big event in the 70s was the Great Storm of 1977, when the Western Pier went. I don't know whether you remember that.
No, but my mum said that's the year she passed the driving test.
Yeah, but it really is.
That day actually it was.
The most tremendous damage was done, and Marineland got completely wrecked, but it was well insured. This is when the council thought, well, this is a good time to get rid of it with the insurance money. And at the same time, Don Robinson, who was a showman from Scarborough, had taken over Heysham Head, so he was known in the area, and they said, oh well, are you interested in Marineland? And Don Robinson said yes, because I have a dolphin show in Scarborough. So he took over with the insurance money as well, so the council got rid of the wage bills, and they didn't really want Marineland. This is when it went private. So at the same time, Trident Television was looking at Don Robinson Holdings and took over Heysham Head and Marineland. Now this is where it all went pear-shaped, because they had Windsor Safari Park and a lot of other attractions. Well, they got Legoland and we got all the shysters and well, they were poor people to be looking after it. Yeah, we got the cowboys and asset strippers. This is when it all started falling apart. They cut down on the staff so much, and this puts us through to maybe the early 80s, when animal rights people were stood outside saying how cruel we were. I don't know whether you remember that, they're all with the placards.
No, I don't remember that.
They were actually paid to their expenses from Lancaster University to come down. Well, all the students thought we were on a good thing here, we'll join in, and they got their expenses from Lancaster University for that. At the same time, the council decided they weren't going to even mention Marineland at the Information Bureau. I rung 2 or 3 times asking for the Dolphin show times at the Information Bureau, and they said no, sorry, and just put the phone down. That was the end of it. So they wouldn't actually advertise the attraction that they earned months earlier, which didn't do us any good, of course, because they pretended we weren't there. So it got worse, as you can imagine. One of the councillors, Councillor Hennig, I think he became an MP at one time, stood up in the council and said, people don't come to Morecambe because of Marineland and that Dolphin. Bearing in mind they owned it themselves a few months earlier, so they really stuck the knife in and twisted it.
Yeah.
Not too strong, this, would you say? I'm winding my P's and Q's. Now then. The protesters and falling attendances signalled an end to, approximately after 23 years in captivity, Rocky the Dolphin was released in the ocean to the Turks and Caicos Islands. I often thought when he was actually caught in the Gulf of Mexico, which isn't too far from the Turks and Caicos, and I was thinking that maybe with his Lancashire accent he'd be looking at Florida and seeing them with the red caps on and thinking, in Morecambe, Trump's a funny word. And the American Dolphins with the red caps on and perhaps rifles under the pecs will be saying, what do you mean? He said, well, in Morecambe, Trump means fetid air.
That's a good way of putting it in there.
Fetid air from an anus. And the American Dolphin said, well, funnily enough, it means the same here, but we still vote for him. And that, the Rocky, I could imagine him saying, wow, you're gormless, which is another good Morecambe. So I think he's out there educating them all. When Marineland actually closed, I had thousands of animals to find homes for, and it was breaking my heart. So 91 and 92 I was finding homes for alligators, turtles, thousands of fish, which was a problem, as you can imagine. I actually handed the keys over in 93 back to the council, which they could then start demolishing. Well, I got a job abroad in Tenerife at the time, because I thought, I'm not going to watch Marineland be demolished, it'd break my heart. So that's what I did. I was working in Tenerife for a while.
Oh,
and
where did the alligators go?
They went to a wildlife park in Leicestershire.
Oh.
I can't remember the name. It was, he used to be on telly, the guy. He had ginger hair and a beard. He was always some sort of expert.
Oh.
Anyhow, they went there. Sebastian, he was called. Sebastian.
I loved them.
Yeah, well, he was called Sebastian because he was a Nastian. And that's what it was about. There's Sebastian and Frida. They made me a fortune because people used to drop pennies on the backs to try and make them move. Well, I'd go to the bank with a big bucket full of pennies and go tip it upside down, and the cashier would say, "Oh, what's that?" I said, "It's my money, can you put it in my account?" And then one day they said, "Well, what's that?" I said, "It's an alligator's tooth, what does it look like?" Tell you. After that she banned me from bringing the buckets in, which I suppose is fair, isn't it? Well, I think that just about ends
What's
my
that,
sort
that story about when you did that TV interview and you'd been to the pub?
Oh, well,
I love this one.
it was to do with the piranhas, and they'd bitten through the electric cable and electrocuted themselves. So I was on Nationwide, it was called at the time, live. I thought, I know what I'll do. I'm a bit nervous, I'll have a pint. And then I thought, oh, I know, I'll have another pint. Well, eventually I've got one eye open and one eye shut. And they're interviewing, Sue Lawley it was, she was looking down at me and thinking, what on earth's happening here? I thought, I'm representing Morecambe here, I'm on the best behaviour. But I think that was about it, really. What else?
You've answered all that.
Yeah.
Do you remember how much the admission was?
When the last, it was £2.60
Wow.
for adults and £1.40 for children. That was in 1991. So times have changed now.
Yeah. I brought something though for you to look at.
Really?
So I found these on the prom at an antique shop. So I found this.
Oh yeah, you've got me intrigued. Oh yeah, the coasters. I remember those. They
Yeah.
look good, don't they?
I
They're
know.
rocky.
And then he said these were from Marineland.
Only from the shop, I believe.
Are they from the shop?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I do remember that. This is from the council days. Well, they used to sell pool pottery and all sorts of high quality things. Then they ended up with plastic finger bobs and everything.
So I thought if you want them, you can have
Well,
them.
that's very kind of you, thank
'Cause I've
you.
got all like them.
Yeah, just get all rid of your rubbish from me, don't you?
Yeah.
Why not? Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So what would you say one of your best memories of working there was?
Saturday morning when the children from, it was called the Cinderella home at the time, they were children that didn't have much, and they all used to come down on Saturday morning and get in free, and they all used to
cool.
get really excited. Sometimes they were that excited they had to go to the toilet quick. But they'd never seen anything like it, and they really did enjoy themselves. They used
Oh,
to
that's
bring
so
them
cool.
hand in hand and all come walking in
Oh.
for a free show on Saturday morning. That was, yeah, I used to enjoy that.
That is so
I think
cool.
it was watching the children enjoy it that I missed, really.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think times have changed. I can understand dolphins not being in captivity, but it was a product of its times.
Yeah.
And it was well run for a long time with the council.
yeah, yeah.
I worked under Linda Renshaw for 5 years. She was the aquarist, I was the assistant, and then after that, when they left, the council offered everybody jobs to go to because it was council run.
Yeah.
I was offered pest control, which was a bit different to being an aquarist at Marineland. I was the only one that said, no, I'm stopping at Marineland.
Good
Ron
lad.
Robinson offered me a fair wage and a good condition. He was a good man, he was a showman, he was fair.
So what was your job then? Like your main
Aquarist.
job? What does that mean?
It means looking after all the aquatic animals, really.
Oh,
Turtles, water, alligators, water, and fish.
cool.
That was basically it.
I used to love Marineland.
Yeah, I loved it myself. I still miss it, actually.
Yeah.
I still dream about it.
Because I know there's like, the pool should have been bigger and all that, but back then you didn't really know about that, did you?
Exactly, no.
But now I loved it.
It was a good place, I enjoyed it.
It was good fun.
Yeah. Never to come back, obviously, but
No.
we were at the time, I mean, early 60s, 60 years ago, it was like a fantastic thing to do,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, it was a totally different world when you think about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, back in '60s, it'd have been one of them unique experiences
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah, very
you
much
wouldn't
so,
get anywhere
yeah.
else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's hope the Eden comes
Yeah.
about. That'd be nice, and maybe that'd be game changing, you know.
Yeah,
Let's hope
yeah.
that comes out. That's the best hope for Morecambe's future, really.
It really is.
scratch my back.
He's good at scratching.
So out of all the sea animals that you cared for, which would you say would be the toughest?
I like the alligators.
Yeah.
Because they would just look at you with one eye and not bother. We had a problem one time. We had palm trees around it, and we had a pigeon that flew in, and it was nesting as they do in the palm trees. Well, it must have come down during the night to have a drink out of the alligator pool, and the next morning there was just feathers where the alligator had caught it and eaten it.
Chicken dinner.
The pool was just full of pigeon feathers. I thought, well, that's patience, that. Just lying there thinking,
just watching.
One day you'll come down there.
Yeah. Yeah. Pigeon teeth for alligator, that'll do.
Look down on expenses.
And then after that you put a hole in the roof hoping more pigeons would come in.
Yeah, bring your mates. Be like the battery with that fella, wouldn't it, and feeds them all. Bring them all down here. Why not? Let's hope so.
Okay, so that was Howard, and Marineland in fact was located just here. This was the location of Marineland. I have such good memories of it. I know the pool wasn't big enough for the dolphins, and there was probably a lot of animal welfare issues, but at the time it wasn't so well known. And
yeah, I mean, Marineland, it came around before like sea life centres and things like that. So
if they did it today, it would be classed as cruelty.
Yeah.
But back then,
back in the 60s, it was.
P.S. I wasn't around in 60s, but yeah. So you know, it's got good memories for me, but I am glad it's gone due to, you know, animal welfare. But yes, we hope you enjoyed what Howard had to say, but this is where it was. Just here.
Yeah, just around this spot.
We'll put some pictures in of it as well. And yeah, and just hope you enjoyed it, and hope people who've been have good memories of it.
If ever you have come in the 60s and you did go to Marineland, give us a shout. If you've got photos or anything, it'd be good to see them. Yeah.
I am trying to collect like memorabilia from it, and I've only got 2 things.
Yeah.
So
it'd be good to.
Yeah.
It'd be good to know what your memories were of it if you were here.
So just think, right here was all those animals.
Yeah.
But yep, we hope you enjoyed the vlog.
Yeah.
And if you did, please subscribe.
Leave a like, hit that thumbs up,
Yeah.
smash it to bits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, take care of each other out there, guys.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in the next vlog.
Bye.